So we'll be the first to admit, we've not spent a lot of time driving Camaros, but spending a week with this car has really changed our opinion about A, how much fun they are, and B, how useful they are as daily drivers, especially if you get it in this base model with its 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. Everybody wants the V8 or going to the top of the food chain and getting the supercharged V8. But this car with its turbocharged 4-cylinder engine and a 6-speed manual, first of all, it has a base price of under $30,000, just over $29,000. This one happens to have the Track Pack, which is just over a $5,000 option, which is great because it comes with 20-inch rims, good-looking hood wrapped in flat black. It's got better brakes, it's got oil coolers, and it's also got this suede steering wheel and the suede covered stick shift, so it really does feel racy. But this car sounds okay. If you're giving it the beans, it sounds a little bit better. Sometimes when you get these cars, and this one looks really menacing, blue metallic paint looks really good, and so when you get in the car and someone's talking to you about it at a gas station saying how awesome it is, and you get in the car and fire it up and the 4-cylinder turbocharged engine starts speaking out of the back of the car, you might want it to be a little bit more vocal. So a performance exhaust would be great, and definitely something you might want to consider. But for a daily driver, this car is shockingly usable. Yes, the outward visibility could be better. Bit of a blind spot over there with the A pillar and the rear view mirror. Backup cameras in these cars are lifesavers because you really don't want to be driving around crowded parking lots and trying to back this thing up either into a spot or out of a spot. Having the backup camera there is really helpful. But beyond that, put the windows down and you can cruise up to 100 kilometers an hour with both windows down, and there's no real negative wind buffeting in here. So you get that bit of an outdoor feeling, especially on a day like today. No sunroof on this car. It's a little dark in here, but you know what? It's not nearly as bad as you might think had you not spent a lot of time in one of these cars. So if you're considering a Mustang or a Dodge Challenger or any of these sort of front engine rear wheel drive performance cars, this is definitely something you need to take for a test drive and really get out and experience it. This one has a very nice 6-speed manual. We were very fortunate to go to the racetrack and to the Ron Fellows driving experience and experience this particular car on the track. So as you can probably hear, we're at a racetrack, and this is Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. Today we are going to be participating in the Ron Fellows driving experience and these beautiful Chevrolet Camaros. The Ron Fellows driving experience, which runs from May to October, was designed by Ron Fellows, who is one of the most successful sports car, race car drivers in Canadian history. The program includes classroom instruction, product performance presentation, on-track coaching by highly trained and experienced race car drivers, and concludes with a delicious dinner in the world-class Grand Prix Event Center. As an added bonus for all of us, we were able to see Ron behind the wheel of his 1986 Players GM Series Camaro IROC-Z, one of the race cars that propelled Ron's racing career to his class wins at the 24 Hours of Le Mans, the Rolex 24 at Daytona, and the 12 Hours of Sebring. We were also able to try the V8 with the 6-speed manual with rev matching, which was really amazing. The rev matching is obviously much better than we could do, although it takes a bit of the fun away. And then we got to get out there in the full-on 650 horsepower supercharged V8 with its automatic transmission that was just a track beast. I think we were 220 or 230 kilometers an hour down the back straight, and it was amazing. It stuck to the track like glue, and every lap you'd go around in that car, you realized the level of grip was so much higher than you anticipated. But a car like this was, just as much fun. And in fact, you've got to work harder to make this car go faster to give it a little bit more momentum. You don't have all that horsepower. You've only got 275 horsepower versus 650 in a supercharged Camaro. So you've really got to be a better driver. And driving that car helps you understand that, you can just be an idiot with your right foot and off you go. But a car like this, you've got to really finesse it. You've got to brake as little as you can, get on the gas as quickly as you can. And this car was more rewarding even than the 650 horsepower version, because the 650 horsepower version takes care of all of your mistakes. You just plant your foot into the carpet and off you go. Whereas this car really makes you focus and work hard. You've got 3 driver modes. You have Tour, you have Sport, and you have Track. And I'll admit the difference isn't night and day between Tour, Sport, and Track. It is firmer in Track mode. The steering is a little bit heavier in Track mode. So I like that, especially when you're driving with a steering wheel that has suede on it. You want to kind of feel racy, flat bottom steering wheel. So I put it in Track mode, and then every time you get out of the car and stop it and then start it again, it defaults back to Tour. So get in and switch it back to Track. Not the end of the world. Another bit of a challenge with a car like this is coffee cup holders. Everybody wants them. And not putting one here really isn't an option, but we kind of have a stadium seating version here. So these are 2 extra large coffees, and you end up just sort of resting your arm on them, which is obviously not a good thing to do when they're full of a hot liquid. Unfortunately, there aren't even any cup holders in the doors. But again, not a big deal. People don't buy these cars to drink coffee in them. People buy these cars to drive them. So if you're looking for a performance car, brand new for under $30,000. As I said, this one's as equipped as about $35,000, but you can buy these cars new, 3-year, 60,000 kilometer warranty, and manual transmission, which is really fun. You get a lot of street presence, no question, especially a car like this with the Track Pack. Get in it, drive it, try it, and you will likely be pleasantly surprised by the 2019 Camaro. Thanks for tuning in. Drive safely, and we'll see you soon.